Hey, what's going on, Recovery fam? It's Aaron here again. Another just absolutely gorgeous day here in Washington State. Couldn't ask for a better day. It's warm, the sun's beating down on me, so if I'm squinty, just please excuse me. um, this is going to be a pretty important video, you guys. I don't think that this is a topic that gets discussed enough, and we're going to go ahead and discuss it. um, but before I do that, I'm going to start a new thing, and it's going to be, you know how people do the challenges or whatever. This is going to be a health challenge for the Recovery fam. And to give you a little sneak preview, it's coming in the video probably right after this one, but definitely today, and it's going to involve this. Doesn't have to be a styrofoam cup, but a cup about this size. So I'm sure you could already assume what that's going to be. So we'll get into that in the next video. Anyways, what I want to talk about right now is, when is it a good time to go the Suboxone route? I know we're covering Suboxone a lot, but it's important. I mean, it's a serious thing, and it's something that we need to be educated on it. There's not enough information out there educating people. You know, there's just not. I mean, it's almost like we're grossly undereducated, and that's why I think more people than not have a bad experience, because they don't go into it with the proper knowledge. So we're going to try and change that. I know everybody's really been doing their part lately on, covering the whole Suboxone topic, and I'm going to do my part. And more so of like when it's a good time to start, it's going to be, Suboxone should be a last resort. I think Suboxone should be a last resort. You know, of course at first, I mean, we use Suboxone to try and get clean, right? To try and get our lives together. So I personally, I'm not a doctor, you guys, so you need to talk to your doctor about all of this stuff first. I mean, first and foremost, let's get that right out of the way. Disclaimer. I believe you need to try the cold turkey route first. If you've never tried to get clean, I mean, try and just see if you can muscle through it, because then you won't have to worry about a taper and, becoming dependent on Suboxone, because it is a serious thing, you guys. I mean, it's not something to be taken lightly, it's just not. You need to try and do the cold turkey route first, but cold turkey doesn't always mean with absolutely nothing. You can use what's called rescue meds. The main rescue med is clonidine. Talk to your doctor about that. You should be able to go right into your doctor, tell them what's going on, and leave with clonidine at least. What clonidine is originally it's a blood pressure medication, not for somebody with heart attack issues or whatever, but it's a blood pressure medication, but it can also double as somewhat of an anxiety medication. I've taken it many times, and it is great. I mean, it really does help with withdrawal. So talk to your doctor about getting some clonidine if you're going to try the cold turkey route first. Along with gabapentin, that's something that kind of worked for me. I don't even notice it whenever I took it, but what it does, it's exactly what the name is. It works on your GABA receptors, which is kind of the same receptor that alcohol works on, except for clonidine will make you feel more drunk than gabapentin. I mean, like I said, I don't even notice anything different when I take it, but it does kind of help your brain, I guess. And I was prescribed it once for nerve damage because I broke my arm really bad, right by my funny bone, which is actually the major nerve that, it's like the main nerve that controls all the other nerves in your arm. It's not actually a bone. And, things like baclofen and just stuff like that. And if you absolutely have to go the benzo route, I mean, go ahead and try that. I have never taken a benzo in my life. I think except for a couple plane rides when I was way younger, and I don't even remember, but you want to be really careful with those, because everybody knows, I mean, the withdrawal after a while of taking benzos, the withdrawal from that is terrible. I mean, you could actually die from that. You can experience seizures, which is actually a big reason why it's even prescribed in the first place. It's kind of weird how that works, but, if you're going to do that, obviously talk with your doctor first. Do not get any of this. Do not get any medication off the street, you guys. It's just, you're setting yourself up to fail if you do it that way. But if you're going to, along with the rescue med route, if you're going to do this, cold turkey with other, supplements besides opiates, or other medications besides opiates, make sure that you're not on the benzos any longer than like 2 weeks, and keep it at a very low dose, because that's a very, very scary route, if it becomes addictive, especially if you're already, obviously you're trying to get clean, so, that could become another addiction. So I don't suggest going the benzo route, if you're trying to cold turkey it. So when you cold turkey, there is things that can help you. The clonidine really does help with the restlessness and with sleep. So, and that's the biggest reason why people relapse. Why the biggest reason I would relapse was the restlessness and the loss of sleep. I just couldn't handle it. So try that. I try that first, the cold turkey route, along with some rescue meds. Also, along with that, get into IOP, intensive outpatient. That's where you go either once or twice, or usually 3 times a week, and it's like a group of all different ages, people with all different backgrounds and experiences. There's a lot of alcoholics and stuff. There should be a bunch of groups around, in your hometown. Try that. Those can help, like NA, exactly, or well, no, those are 2 different things. Try that too, but IOP for sure. They drug test you there, and it just kind of holds you a little bit accountable. Especially if you are already on Suboxone, I definitely suggest, doing something like that if it's not a trigger for you. But that could be a trigger for some people, especially NA and IOP. But and along with that, your doctor is going to tell you this too: inpatient treatment. The words that nobody really wants to hear, but actually it's a privilege that we get to go to facilities and places like that. If you have that option, if you can afford it, or if your insurance will cover it, like mine did, definitely try that. You know, for the short time that I was there, I had a great experience in inpatient treatment. It's a very scary thing. The car ride there is a very scary thing, but it's not more scary than living in an addiction every single day. It's not. So try that too. And what they'll probably do at the inpatient treatment is have you on a very small amount of Suboxone for like the first few days, first week, and then, to get you through the acute stage of your withdrawal. But they won't do it for any longer than a week. So, and with me, it was 2 milligrams a day, which it didn't really do anything to me, but it's better than nothing. And I definitely would try the IOP and the treatment route first before getting right on Suboxone. I don't think Suboxone should be the first thing that you try. Yeah. And if those things don't work, if everything else doesn't work, consider the Suboxone route, like I said. But just know what you're getting into. You will be dependent. Sorry, the wind's picking up a little bit. You will be dependent, and eventually you will have to. Well, that's not true. Eventually, sometimes you won't have to get off of it, but you want to get off of it. You don't want to be on that your entire life. You do not want to be on Suboxone your entire life. I don't. Maybe you do, but whatever keeps you clean. If it takes that, then it takes that. But the end goal is to not have anything, to not be dependent or addicted on anything. So that's why I say, if you are going to go on the Suboxone route, be picky with your doctor. Be picky with the doctor that you choose. Find one where there's an end date in sight, like with me. 13 months, basically from right now, 12 and a half months, or, basically 13 months. I'm going to start my taper, and that's going to be a 5-month-long taper, or more. If it takes more, then it'll take more, but it's on paper, it's a 5-month taper. So that just goes to show you, just how serious Suboxone is and how hard it is to get off of it. It really is, and you'll know whether you're starting to use it as a crutch or not. I think we all have come across that. It's very easy, and it'll happen without you even realizing it until it already happened. So try and be very aware of that. You know what I mean? It's with the Suboxone route, I'm going to say it again, try and find a doctor where for one, there's an end date in sight, and for two, one that accepts insurance. It's amazing to me when I was trying to find doctors, just recently, how many of them don't even accept insurance. It's just cash only. We'll bring $500 for your first appointment, and then it'll be $250, $300 every other month, or every month beyond then. That's a huge red flag to me. Those people are trying to get your money, and they're obviously getting cash money from you, so I don't think that they'll ever have an end date for you, and they're probably going to try and keep you on it for the rest of your life. And I think that's where people get most of their negative experience from, is doctors like that. My doctor, I don't pay anything. I don't have a copay. I have 2 good insurances. One of them is a preferred insurance for my doctor, so I got really lucky. But either way, it wouldn't be very much. You know, it'd only be like a copay and just, you know, 20-25 bucks for my monthly prescription. So right now it's every 2 weeks, but it'll lead into me having a month's worth. And make sure your doctor requires you to go to either IOP or therapy or counseling or something, because Suboxone isn't going to get you clean. It's not going to do the work for you. You have to do, it's a tool so you can do the work to rebuild your life and to help deal with the underlying issues on why you even became an addict in the first place. You want to have a doctor that has some requirements, that's very strict, you know, because then that means he or she cares about you, and that's ultimately what we want. We deserve that. We deserve our doctors to want the best for us. That's what they get paid 6 figures or more for. So be picky with it, especially if you are having to pay, you know, any amount of money. Be picky. Because we have that right and we have that privilege. So, you know, that's basically it, you guys. I just want to make sure that I'm doing my part in educating as many people as I possibly can, not necessarily on the dangers of Suboxone, but how Suboxone could become dangerous if you go into it blind. You know, that's just the facts. So I found a great program that works for me, that's helping me deal with the underlying issues of why I became an addict in the first place, besides me just, you know, loving to feel high. I mean, well, let's not lie here. We all, you know, we like to feel that rush, that high. So, eventually, you know what I'm trying to say. I'm getting off topic here. So, you know, just do your research and be picky. That's basically it. And a reminder, the video coming, we're going to do a health challenge, like a weekly health challenge. And I'm excited for that. I think we're on to something with this. So much love, everybody. Thank you guys so much for the support. Side note, if I don't get right back to some of the comments, especially if I've uploaded a couple videos a day, I don't get notified of every single comment. I mean, like, I'll get some notifications. I don't know why that is, you guys, but I've messed with my settings. I don't know what it is, but a lot of times I'll have to find the time to go back on previous videos and look through the comments and find ones that I haven't replied to. I know some videos I haven't replied to any of them. I just go to my most recent ones, and usually the people that comment on the previous ones are commenting on the recent ones, and I get back to them. So excuse me on that. You know, it's just, it is what it is. It is a little bit of work to have to go back and rewatch my own videos and try and find the comments, but I enjoy it, so I'm going to try my best to do that, and I'm going to definitely be working really hard on replying to all the comments. So, and emails. I encourage you guys to email me. You know, that's the best way to eventually get my number, so you can call me any time of day, any time of night, text, call, whatever, and I'll do my best to either answer or get back to you. I promise I'll do my best. So, much love, recovery fam. Let the healing begin. Get outside. Get outside, as hard as it might be, and, you know, rain, snow, or shine. Try and get outside and get moving, you guys. Whether you're on Suboxone or whether you're cold turkey or whether you're still using, prepare yourself for when you do get clean. Get that heart rate going and keep your heads up. Keep fighting. I love you guys. I'll see you in a little bit. Much love, recovery fam.